Hi everyone, it's Melinda. Today we're going to be looking at two different stones, Sunstone and Iolite. I decided to do the video of them both together. Well, first of all, I don't have a huge amount of specimens of either of them, so it's just seemed nice to group some things together. But also because these two are, related, they're often seen grown together or even blended together in recent years, and I do have a specimen like that in my collection, so it just made sense to, put them all in one video. Sunstone, I don't know if most of you know, but Sunstone is a plagioclase feldspar. It is a feldspar mineral that when viewed from certain directions exhibits a spangled appearance. So if you're not familiar with feldspar, it isn't something that's often on the gem market or in the metaphysical world. But if you're a rock hound, then you're most likely very familiar with feldspar. It is one of the most abundant minerals in the world, extremely common. However, sunstone feldspar exhibits, that sparkly shine, and that kind of makes it a little less common, quite less common than regular old feldspar. But I think it's still interesting to note that it is, part of the feldspar family for sure. I'll start by showing you my wand. And as I turn it and change the angles, I'm hoping you'll be able to see some of those little sparkles. There's definitely some up here. Isn't that just stunning? It's just gorgeous. So this optical effect is due to reflections from inclusions inside the feldspar stone. Inclusions can be red hematite, ilmenite, joethite, or copper. And the sparkles, the inclusions, are in the form of minute scales, which are hexagonal, rhombic, or irregular in shape, and are disposed parallel to the principal cleavage plane of the feldspar. Oh, that's a great one. Stunning. I'll pick up another little stone, little tumbled stone made of very similar sunstone material. So it's those inclusions that give the stone an appearance, something like that of aventurine, and sometimes sunstone is nicknamed aventurine feldspar. Some Tyrian fur in there as usual. This specimen's a little different. It is really saturated with the inclusions, very sparkly. And it isn't polished, it's been just, chopped up into a piece. So it's raw structure still present. So it's named Sunstone for its warm shades of gold, orange, reds, and browns, and the sparkles that are, you know, it like sparkles like the sun. I think it's a lovely name for it. Makes a lot of sense. So, I think it's important to mention that Sunstone is not the same as Moonstone. They're definitely both feldspar minerals. Moonstone sometimes being Peristerite or a type of labradorite. It can actually be a variety of different feldspars. And they do both have a Schiller effect. That's what the shininess is. It's called a Schiller effect. This particular type of shine and Moonstone's particular type of shine. I want to just make it clear that not all shines in minerals are called the Schiller effect. No. But in this case it is. However, Moonstone has a Schiller effect due to its structure and very, very thin microscopic layers of inclusions within the stone. So when you look at Moonstone or even labradorite and you're seeing that shine, you're seeing like a whole layer of shine. You know what I mean? You're not seeing teeny tiny little sparkles. You're seeing like layers of different shiny colors. Not the same as Sunstone. So Sunstone specifically includes crystal sparkles, usually hematite or copper or other metals. And like I said, the flakes or sparkles are visible to the naked eye. They're not microscopic. They're large enough that you can actually see these sparkles. And they tend to be on a red to dark peach background of feldspar. So here in Ontario, we're very lucky to have gorgeous Peristerite, which is like a type of moonstone. And some folks, and even I at the beginning of my rock hounding days, made the mistake of assuming that a Peristerite with a beautiful, you know, rainbow Schiller inside was a sunstone if it was on this type of a colored feldspar, like a pink or red feldspar. But like I said earlier, that's not correct. If you see actual sparkles with your eyes and not with a microscope, if you're seeing little platy inclusions of, you know, it could be copper or more likely probably hematite, especially in Ontario. If you're seeing those little plates, if you're seeing those little sparkles, then yes, absolutely, it's most likely a sunstone. But I just wanted to make it clear that not all moonstone with a red background or an orangey background is considered a sunstone. That's not correct at all. Yeah. So now we'll move on to Iolite, and I unfortunately do not have a raw specimen. I wish I did. I absolutely love Iolite. It can be a little bit pricey though. It's not an overly common mineral that you'll find on the gem market. So I only have some small pieces, and I'll start with my little faceted gem. There we go. So Iolite often grows in conjunction with feldspar, and like I said, there's recent findings of the two minerals mixed together quite beautifully, and that'll be the next specimen that I show you. Iolite is a variety of cordierite, and it's a magnesium, iron, aluminum, cyclosilicate mineral. And the transparent variety of iolite, like I have here, is often used in gemstones, like this one right here. The name iolite comes from the Greek word for violet, and it has also been called water sapphire and Viking's compass, because its usefulness in determining the direction of the sun on overcast days was, you know, a reason why the Vikings used it to help them with their navigations. Always cat hair. Sorry guys, my boys are well loved. Yeah, it's a tiny, tiny piece, but I still love it. And now for my prized beauty, one of my very favorite little specimens in my collection, my Iolite Sunstone. It's a recent acquisition. Absolutely love it. And again, this one has been cut and faceted into a gemstone. Isn't that just stunning? You can see the sunstone, the little metal inclusions inside quite easily. These would be considered confetti sunstone, and these are just nicknames. They're not, you know, strict mineral names by any stretch, but folks do call these larger flakes inside a specimen confetti sunstone. And you'll sometimes see sunstones with long fibrous inclusions that crisscross over each other, and the nickname for that one is lattice sunstone. I didn't realize these inclusions were going to be so large as to be like a confetti specimen. I was pretty excited when I got this beauty in the mail. There we go. And the back is actually beautiful too, even though it hasn't been faceted. Look at that. Right? Ah, just blows my mind. Some of the tip. Oh, it's just gorgeous. It's absolutely gorgeous. I just love this piece. So when Iolite Sunstones first came onto the market, mostly from India, many people were skeptical about their their realness, if they were, you know, authentic, and a lot of people spoke out about it. They are typically these gorgeous purple or violet, and they have rainbow confetti inside of them, like I said. So since there was so much debate and this was starting to impact the market, a piece was tested at GIA Carlsbad Laboratory, and it was a blue to violet iolite, and it was tested and contained red eye visible platelets of hematite, intergrown with sunstone feldspar, cordierite iolite, and plagioclase feldspar is, you know, it's pretty much a common metamorphic mineral assemblage, so it really shouldn't have been that shocking. But anytime something, you know, overly unique and beautiful comes onto the market, people are always skeptical, and I suppose I can understand that, but these specimens have been tested. They do exist. As otherworldly and gorgeous as they are, they're the real thing. And these types of Iolite Sunstones are frequently marketed as bloodshot Iolite, again, due to the red platelets inside. So, so, so stunning. So I thought I'd take out my pen light so that we could see a bit of the internal structure of these, if we can see some of the little sparkles, or just the structure of the feldspar. This one's a real beauty too. And this little stone. You can tell it's natural by the inclusions inside of it. Not necessarily inclusions of like other minerals, but I guess the structure inside of it. See? And then this one has a stunning structure. Let's see if I could get focused first. Look at that. Look at all those sparkles, those red sparkles in there. Isn't that something? Oh, I just love this one. Back. I love that little cluster of inclusions there. It's so gorgeous. Stunning. Ah, I just love it. Alright guys, there you go. Sunstone and Iolite. I hope you enjoyed that as much as I did. Thanks so much again for tuning in. See you next time.